Florida is a beautiful state.
The beautiful landscape of Florida, the beautiful vegetation, the unique wildlife.
To me, alligators are remarkable. You look at them, it's the last of the dinosaurs when you really think about crocodiles and alligators.
You know, you hear about it on TV, people wrestling gators. I didn't think you could really do that. My name's Johnny Matos. We're here at Gatorland in Orlando, Florida.
He's holding his teeth.
I'm an entertainer. I'm one of the show folks. I wrestle the gators.
You gonna try that?
We call it gator wrestling, and you are handling the gator, but it's mainly an educational show. You're explaining to folks a little bit about alligators. He has 82 very sharp teeth in his mouth. Whoa. I get everything from, oh my God, you have the coolest job in the world, to, does your mom know you do this? Now that flap of skin, it helps keep water up. Ow.
Dangerous in its own right. We've never had anybody chewed up too bad, but every now and then we go home with an extra hole in us.
You know, if you're a carpenter, one day you're gonna hammer your thumb, and it's just part of the job. If you're a plumber, you're gonna get wet. It's just, you know, it's part of the job. You try not to, but it happens. And here, you know, when you wrestle gators, one day they're gonna be one step ahead of you, and they're gonna get a hold of you. And you just gotta keep it going.
Oh no.
This is awesome.
Okay, Johnny.
Okay, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. Thank you. There's a feeling you get, at least as an entertainer. It's just a feeling where you actually entertain them and reach them and you touch someone in the crowd by what you're doing. It's kind of like, yeah, that was cool.
Gators are the ultimate predator out there in our swamps, and we really need to learn how to become good neighbors. They were here before we were, and that's what we try to help people understand when they come to Gatorland.
Get that feeling the whole world is under construction?
Construction there's construction here. There's construction all up and down these roads everywhere.
Polk County, it's no exaggeration. For the better part of nearly a decade, lots of Polk's roads have been bulldozed, barricaded, repaved, and renovated in an attempt to catch up and keep up with unprecedented growth in the area.
Too many people growing too fast.
There's so much traffic, you just can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, we get held up.
And then there's the roads that haven't even been worked on yet, still struggling to accommodate all those people who keep buying and building and driving. Like Lakeland Highlands Road in southwest Lakeland, bumper to bumper south of the Polk Parkway every day.
But if you live out in this area, it takes you maybe 30 minutes, like Tampa traffic, to get home.
It happened over a period of time, and you know, unfortunately, it doesn't get fixed overnight.
Mike Herr is Polk's county manager and former head of transportation. He says Polk County is slowly catching up with road deficits that took decades to develop. He says the real push for improvement started largely in 1999, but he still hears from residents the same complaints and questions we brought to him.
Well, if you know people are going to move into this area, why don't you build the roads to accommodate the people you know will come? Or does it work that way? Do you have to wait till the people are there to build the road?
I think that's an excellent question. And the answer is that you have to have a sufficient revenue stream to be proactive with your road building program.
In other words, the county has to have the cash first to start building or even improving roads. And that's what the Board of County Commissioners finally committed to in '99, raising taxes and impact fees to start addressing the substandard state of the streets.
Are you playing catch up to a certain extent even now?
You know, I think we're getting about even, and I think to some extent in some areas of the county, I believe that we're staying ahead of the growth curve.
Mike Herr points specifically to the Four Corners area here along U.S. Highway 27 near Interstate 4. It's exploded with growth in recent years, so now there's actually a plan to proactively build new roads for the additional growth that's anticipated.
That doesn't exactly help places like southwest Lakeland, though. Remember Lakeland Highlands Road? Mike Herr admits it's failing. It long ago stopped being adequate for the number of people traveling it every day.
I think that what we find ourselves in is a situation where in some areas of the county we've done a very good job of anticipating growth, And I think in other areas of the county, like the Highlands area, I think that probably what's happened is that we've had too much growth too quick for the infrastructure to stay up.
He says a plan is in the works to improve Lakeland Highlands Road, widening it from 2 to 4 lanes, but it may be 4 years before the job's actually complete. In the meantime, construction continues on a slew of Polk streets, and the county's promises of a better road system for the future continue too. In Polk County, I'm Jennifer Lee, News Channel 8.
This place will be very, very, very busy.
This warehouse in Orlando may look like most storage facilities. Packed pallets are stored away on shelves. Forklift drivers move busily around the floor. But this isn't business as usual.
Till the cavalry can come charging in. It's the initial response.
This is Florida's brand new State Response Center. Essentials, water, food, emergency supplies are all being stockpiled in case of a disaster.
This warehouse is simply for miscellaneous type items.
Jeff Swain is overseeing the preparations.
This is our main warehouse, and it'll be our main area that we push from whenever an event occurs.
Water is being brought in 10 to 12 truckloads at a time.
That's what's going to be necessary to keep people alive.
This warehouse is 200,000 square feet and it's being filled with water. But if there were to be a disaster, all of this would still only be a day's supply.
I've looked at it and went, wow, that's a lot of water.
A major Florida metro area would need this much water a day in an emergency. How would all of this be distributed?
Well, the state has a handle on that in that they bring in the trucks and they back up to the loading docks and they load up and then they go about their business as their missions call for.
The response center is close to major highways. Swain says its central location in Orlando should make the state more prepared and cut down on response times, making it easier to get to people fast. So this is basically supplies to meet people's most basic needs.
Exactly.
When they need it most. In Orlando, Natalie Shepard, News Channel 8.
This was our life right here. It wasn't much, but this is what we called home.
I didn't picture anything like this ever happening to me, especially 2 days before Christmas.
We had our presents, we had our nephew's presents, his stocking, we had presents for our family, everything, and it's just all gone. My name is Joshua Bedell. This is my wife, Sandra Bedell. We've been married about 9-10 months already. And we were expecting to spend our first Christmas together in our own home. It didn't work out like that. We lost everything. And nobody realizes what a fire can do to you and how quick it can wake you up and change everything in an instant.
I didn't smell nothing. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't even feel nothing. I just took a deep breath in. I started screaming, "We're on fire. Just get out, get out, get out."
And that's when she yanked me out of bed and pushed me toward the door. And my neighbor came over. He checked us, see if we was all right and everything. And our house was up in flames. We lost everything. These were baby clothes, which I'm surprised even made it.
You know, she had rocking chairs and cribs, and I had a rocking chair to rock her in to sleep at night. And, you know, that's what we thought we'd be doing in a month or two from now, not restarting all over again. It's frustrating and it's emotional because I had everything. I'm just worried about my baby being taken care of, and I'm just worried about, you know, I wish I was working, because if I was working I wouldn't have to worry about this. And, you know, and my doctor, I can't because of the pregnancy, and I'm trying real hard to deal with it every day, but it's like a nightmare that just won't go away.
The only thing you can do is take it one day at a time.
It's not how much you put so much work into it, And so much love is just gone. Just gone.
It's an annual ritual in Polk County.
For the past 20 years, we have come together to honor our law enforcement officers who have paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect each and every one of us.
On a stone memorial behind the Lakeland Center, 26 names have been etched in a community's consciousness. And now, another brother joins the ranks.
Matt Williams stood in the gap in front of a man with a gun and accepted death. And he accepted death on behalf of you and me.
Every year, Polk County honors each of its fallen heroes.
Lee Chuck Dunn, January 24th, 2000.
Colleagues, friends, even family placing a rose on each stone, and this year, a new name.
Vernon Matthew Williams, September 28th, 2006.
Deputy Williams' wife Nancy, his children, and best friend honored his memory, along with a host of others, some who knew him and some who know only of his sacrifice, like Elaine Allen, who lost her own husband, Wayman, in the line of duty 20 years ago.
It's just rough each year. It's tough, but it's very necessary to be here.
For other officers of the law, it's hard too. A strike to one is devastating to all, especially those who know more than one name on this memorial.
I mean, I can think back and to September, and the pain was just as great in September as it was 20 years ago when Wayman died.
Another row of stones sits empty, waiting in a way for names those here hope never come. In Lakeland, I'm Jennifer Lee, News Channel 8.
Biggest fire I ever seen in my life.
This is what a 4-alarm fire looks like. Flames devouring this Best Western hotel still under construction. A mile away, you could see the black smoke in the sky, a sight taken in from people lining down Mabry.
I saw smoke coming across waters. I looked up and the flames were probably 2-3 stories off the top of the building.
Cal Odom got here before firefighters. Once they arrived, they went inside to battle the blaze, but a close call quickly sent everyone out of the building. 2 firefighters fell down the steps trying to escape.
The flames had raced through the attic area on the 4th floor.
Some of the windows weren't installed in the hotel, so the breeze fed the fire, pushing it from one side to the other.
That's why, as you notice, the entire roof is burned off. Although the fire appears to have broken through on this east side, the fire ended up going all the way through the building.
Close to 75 firefighters battled the flames for nearly 2 hours before it was under control. Many thinking the same thing this man was.
Thank God the place wasn't open, because people were in there, I mean, it was the biggest fire I've ever seen.
I know every person back there.
Annette Lowry calls River Ranch her part-time home. She says about 3,000 other people live here part-time too. Tonight, they're waiting to see if their homes and property have been burned or spared. Forestry officials say the fire began Sunday afternoon. It spread quickly, and that doesn't surprise Annette Lowry.
I've been here before, and when it done it, when it got wiped out before, I was up here, and it don't take long. It's too dry. They won't let us burn like we need to in order to get the dead brush out. So if it did burn, we could stop it.
This afternoon, the fire started spreading quickly. As the winds picked up, so did the flames. Forestry officials called in for additional air resources, helicopters and tanker planes to drop water on the fire. Natasha Flint says her husband works for River Ranch and is busy fighting the fire.
So what's he telling you about what's back there?
Oh, it's bad. I went back there last night, was carrying him food and stuff, and basically a lot's burnt. You can just look back there and there ain't nothing left.
Of course, not everyone who lives in the area has been fortunate enough to see for themselves the damage.
We're calling for a voluntary evacuation at this time.
Not knowing what has happened, not knowing what properties have been burned, is causing a great deal of anxiety for those who are waiting.
We decided this morning to come when they called and said that the fire had actually gone through our camp. We wanted to see what was left, but we've been sitting here waiting all day to get in. I guess it's not safe yet from what they're saying.
What are your concerns?
That it's gone, but we've been told, through the grapevine that people have been past our area and everyone around us, everything is gone, and that our cabin is the only one still standing.
I've been kind of dreading this day, but I knew it was gonna come.
Present arms!
To have to see my husband come off the plane in a casket.
On the tarmac at Lakeland Linder Airport, the highest hopes of a young family are undone.
Order! Arms!
I've always felt that the next time I see him, he'll be up and well, walking, able to hug me, and I can hug him.
The dreams Monica Clark had of welcoming her husband Corey home are now replaced with a sobering reality. The 25-year-old Army sergeant died in Afghanistan August 28th, the victim of a suicide bombing.
Present arms!
A hero's welcome is only fitting for this young father of 4. He served 6 years in the Army, 2 tours in Iraq, and just reached the rank of sergeant.
I'm glad he finally got that. He worked hard for it. Always been a hard worker, do anything for anybody.
What he won't be able to do now is raise his children, a 7-year-old son, twin 3-year-old boys, and a 9-month-old daughter. That duty now lies with Monica.
But it has forced me to grow up a lot. I have to do what I have to do for my babies, because I'm mama and daddy.
So her husband's heartbreaking homecoming commands the respect of fellow soldiers, strangers, and others sworn to serve and protect. And it gives a rare, intimate glimpse at the real price he paid that cost her so much too. In Lakeland, I'm Jennifer Lee, News Channel 8. In a stadium saturated with red. It's not easy being green. But as Bulls fans are finding out week after week, win after win, loyalty has its benefits.
Rutgers sold their tickets to us right here on the 50-yard line.
Rutgers University is clearly hostile territory, but if any school can appreciate USF's Cinderella story, it's the Scarlet Knights, who too rose to the ranks of darlings early last season. They've enjoyed a much stronger, much more enthusiastic fan base ever since. And so has USF.
This time last year, did they have this kind of support on the road?
Not as much, but it's growing every year. Every year as we do better, as more of our fans see that it's great to support the team. They feed off of our energy. More of them are coming out.
And the road seems the place to be for the boldest of the green and gold, who don't even flinch at traveling 1,100 miles on a school night to watch the Bulls battle to make more team history.
It's great. My favorite crowds sometimes are the ones on the road because they're the ones that really want to be there. Although I have to say we've had some great ones at home. Our home crowds have been terrific this year.
Many of these Bulls fans are already talking about making the pilgrimage to Connecticut for next week's big matchup against UConn, and they say they'll keep hitting the road to support the team. That's the latest from Piscataway, New Jersey. I'm Jennifer Lee. Now back to you guys.
It's very peaceful. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Well, this is the famous box singing tower. It was completed in 1929, surrounded by beautiful Olmsted gardens, wonderful visual and hearing splendor. It's a privilege just to come in through the brass door and come into this tower every day.
The Caroline player, he is obviously very well-trained, very skillful musician.
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't understand how he could possibly have the know-how to do that.
My name is Bill DeTurk. I'm the carillonneur. I'm also Director of Carillon Services. I've been here for 14 years. We have a carillon, a grand carillon of 60 bells. Smallest bell is only 16 pounds, it's about like that. The biggest bell is almost 12 tons. Well, it's gargantuan. So a C major scale is like an organist, and you're playing 2 hands and 2 feet, but we're really closest to the piano world, because what a pianist does with fingers, putting the energy and making the sound, we do the same thing with closed hand. It's an acoustically perfect bell chamber for this carillon. The whole tower, everything was designed for one purpose, and it's for this carillon. It's just a very peaceful, serene place.
It's just a very relaxing place to come.
John Burroughs said once, "I come here to find myself. It's too easy to get lost in the world." And so many people have come here and found themselves.
It symbolizes joy, peace, happiness, goodwill, you know, peace on earth, really.
I think it's fun. Oh yeah, I like to meet people. I like to say hello to them, hear what they have to say.
First time I've met Mary.
When you see Mary, you'll fall in love with her.
Let me shake your hand, baby.
Thank you.
She is so much fun and a real treasure.
I'm Mary Irvin Round, and I'm 101 years old.
I'll never live to be 100.
Yeah, that's the Energizer Bunny. I'm looking forward to my 102nd.
To still be going at 102, I should be so lucky.
When you get to be my age, you'll forget things too. It's kind of fun being this age. Everybody waits on you. Everybody takes care of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm doing this for the First United Methodist Church of Lakeland. Thank you very much. And they asked me to sit here, and I think it's fun. They ought to have you here to ring it.
I think it's marvelous. You don't have to be a certain age to ring the bells because everybody needs help. So if you're able, and if you can't stand, bring a chair.
Oh, sure, I'll be here next year.
I think she has lived this long because she's so nice to people.
Everybody ought to be happy. Everybody ought to be happy like me.
He was very well-spoken, well-mannered.
He was a very quiet young man, but very active, very friendly, and he loved to have fun. He was my firstborn grandchild. He's the oldest out of the 23 grandkids. He is the firstborn grandchild. My grandson is the most brave young man I ever known.
When I found out, it was just devastating news. He was PFC, Joseph Tyrone Sams.
He passed on Wednesday last week, and today we're here to get his body so we can do the burying of my grandson.
It's hard, very hard, because we had so much admiration for this young man, and we had so much respect for him. To because we knew he was going to do great things in life.
It broke my heart to see such a young man lie at the end so young. But I know that all power is in God's hand, and what God does, you know, we have to accept that and go on with our life. But it's going to be very difficult to live without him, but my family and I will get through it.
I say a great job, young man. A very great job. You served your country well. You did what you had to do. God bless you. God keep you.
On trash day in Lakeland, many of the garbage cans are accompanied by blue bins. The trash will go to the landfill. Everything else winds up here to be separated and recycled. 56,000 tons of recyclables come through Polk County's sorting center every month. Betty Henderson with the county's solid waste division points out that's 56,000 tons that aren't going into the landfill.
Petroleum is very expensive. Milk jugs are made from petroleum. So if they recycle the milk jugs, then those can be made into new things.
Across the county in Bartow, it's another story. Trash cans stand alone on garbage day. Carol Thorpe says she'd like that to change.
To see some recycling going on would be great.
Curbside recycling isn't an option here in Bartow. Instead, people have to load their recyclables up, drive them down, and actually throw them into these bins, which just isn't convenient.
In the rain, in the cold weather, in the sun, exactly. Just let our staff do the work for them. They'll place it at the curb and we'll take care of it.
Daryl Stewart is the director of solid waste in Bartow. He wants to bring curbside recycling to 5,600 homes in town, which is one of the only communities in Polk County not providing the service.
If we had the convenience here at home, I think we'd probably be more apt to do it.
Why has it taken so long for Bartow to get on board with this plan?
Well, it was a matter of economics.
Stewart thinks he's solved that problem. In addition to $123,000 he's budgeted, residential customers would pay $1 a month fee. Thorpe says it's a small price to pay.
I think we could all go for $1 a month.
For convenience and the good of the environment. In Bartow, Natalie Shepard, News Channel 8.
It symbolizes joy, peace, happiness, goodwill, you know, peace on earth, really.
I think it's fun. Oh yeah, I like to meet people. I like to say hello to them, hear what they have to say.
First time I've met Mary.
When you see Mary, you'll fall in love with her.
Let me shake your hand, baby.
Thank you.
She is so much fun and a real treasure.
I'm Mary Irving Round, and I'm 101 years old.
I'll never live to be 100.
Yeah, that's the Energizer Bunny.
I'm looking forward to my 102nd.
To still be going at 102, I should be so lucky.
When you get to be my age, you'll forget things too. It's kind of fun being this age. Everybody waits on you. Everybody takes care of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm doing this for the First United Methodist Church of Lakeland. Thank you very much. And they've asked me to sit here, and I think it's fun. They ought to have you here to ring it.
I think it's marvelous. You don't have to be a certain age to ring the bells because everybody needs help. So if you're able, and if you can't stand, bring a chair.
Oh, sure, I'll be here next year.
I think she has lived this long because she's so nice to people.
Everybody ought to be happy. Everybody ought to be happy like me.
It's like
true country out here. Country people, raising a few animals. This is home. This is it for me. There's going to be the blade, yeah, a new set of blades. My name is James Eubank. I live here on this property. I've been here for about 22, 23 years with my wife. I'm just an old country boy that likes to tinker, and it's a perfect place for me.
Tinker, tinker, tinker. That's all he's ever done, invent things.
My neighbors tell me how fast they see it going, and I've had said people stop on the road out there and look for a while.
That is a really neat looking thing.
This is a Helix wind generator system. Basically, when the wind blows, this will spin roughly 3 times the speed of the wind.
He'd done it before, but he never made electricity or anything. It just was a big thing that went around.
I've got coming off of the tower 3-phase. It's a passion. I don't know. It's free energy to see them go around, and absolutely costing nothing except the expense to put it together. And there's a benefit. You can plug into it and turn either your saws or your toaster or your lights or your TV. It's fantastic. It's pushing 13 volts. You can easily build probably either one of them, and you can save $50 a month. Matter of fact, if you get serious enough, you can tell them to come cut you loose. It's worth it. When you're doing what you like, it's almost like heaven here, really. You enjoy it.
It was really hard because I thought he was not going to make it.
Yesterday was just a regular day. I came out of school, I just went home.
Najee Joseph doesn't really look worse for the wear, lying in a hotel bed flanked by his girlfriend and family. But the hospital bracelet he sports hints at the unexpected stress he's endured the last 24 hours.
I just heard a thunder. It was really like thunder.
The 19-year-old was lying in a different bed at home when that thunder he thought he heard turned out to be this. A huge oak tree, rotten at the roots, blown over by gusty winds while he and his brother watched computer videos on their mom's bed.
While we were watching it, just boom, and the tree just hit. I didn't even get time to say anything.
His brother Freddie was knocked from the bed and now sports staples in his head as a reminder of the close call, but Najee had a rougher go of it.
Then when I started seeing the tree and I going like this trying to push it off, I saw that wasn't gonna budge and my breath was a little short. So I was like, dude, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
He can laugh now, safe, but there were some very tense moments for him and for his mother, who came home to find the whole scene unfolding, complete with firefighters and paramedics rushing to rescue her son.
Then the fireman looked at me, basically was looking at the situation, and I could see all the look in their face, like, I saw in their face, like, they was like, how are we gonna get him out?
I thought he was probably dead or something, so I'm like, it's hard.
Rescue crews did pull off the seemingly impossible, finally freeing Najee with little more than bumps and bruises.
My back and my neck is really hurting.
And this 19-year-old does realize just how much differently the story could have ended.
Because I was sideways, it didn't get any of my organs or my privates, thank God.
Yeah, he can laugh about it now, but knows just how lucky he is.
I'm here for a reason, and because I know that I must be if I survive that.
In Lakeland, I'm Jennifer Lee, News Channel 8.